Right now, it's been a while since I've actually been on here. Uh, Mainly due to certain reasons. Firstly, yeah, personal reasons. Secondly, I guess I've just been busy. With the Afcons and watching the Afcons, especially the matches are quite good. Um, I think Morocco, as the hosts of the Afcons, have really put up a really good competition this time, and yeah, they've been quite exciting to watch these last few days. So yeah, other than that, I've also not been feeling too particularly motivated to come on here occasionally. So what are videos? But it is a struggle. It is a struggle. But yeah, I did promise myself that I would see this through, especially with these predictions. So let's get into it. Group E. Group E is quite an unexpected group, especially with how the World Cup draws actually went through. You've got Cote d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast, Germany, Ecuador, and the new guys in Curacao, which happens to be the smallest country now to qualify for the World Cup. So good, that's really incredible to those guys. Now for Germany, we know them already. Historically, all-time champions at the World Cup. They've produced arguably some of the greatest legends to ever walk the face of the earth in terms of football, and some exceptional squads coming out in different decades. Um, Great players as well. Currently, the German national team is going through this transition phase, which will take some time, honestly, because right now Germany is in this sort of like purgatory type of period where they are trying to find their feet within this new football world where they're not as strong as they once were about 10 years ago, and it will take some time for them to reestablish themselves as a dominant force. And that's not to say that Germany hasn't got some heavy hitters out there. They do still have some really good players. Obviously there is Joshua Kimmich, Florian Wirtz, Jamal Musiala, who is an exceptional talent and could easily be one of the next great players to come out of Germany. And there is this Newcastle guy, this guy from Newcastle. I think it's Nick Watermount or something. Yeah, Watermount. He was also really good. They used to have Fulkrug. Well, I really don't know what happened to that guy. If he's still in the squad. And obviously, you have your experienced players in the form of Serge Gnabry and Leo Sané. So they still have a really like good structured squad, and obviously they still have a good manager in Julian Nagelsmann as well. So don't write them off in terms of like how far they go um in this coming World Cup. As of now, it's still yet to be seen how they get into next year, especially with the year coming into this current year, 2025 coming to an end. If you're watching this on Christmas, happy Christmas. Yeah, that's just on the side. Moving on to Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire. Now, as most football fans right now would know, the AFCON is happening right now. And Ivory Coast are current champions on the African continent. They are the reigning African champions. And they have a point to prove having that title. They are the defending champions. So it will be interesting to see how they fare in these AFCONs. I think that would be the determinant going into next year's World Cup. Um, Obviously, Ivory Coast also have a decent squad, um, but they tend to focus more on the attacking players right now. So you have the likes of Wilfred Zaha and Sebastian Haller, who will prove pivotal for them going into next year's World Cup as well. But I think for them, the issue would have to be how they structure themselves in terms of midfield and defense. If they can keep that side of their play intact and solid, then it could potentially go into the knockout rounds next year. And then there's Ecuador. Obviously, Ecuador has Moses Caicedo, who plays for Chelsea, an exceptional defensive midfielder. I know myself being a Chelsea fan. And he has a lot to prove too. He and obviously they have certain experienced players in the form of Enner Valencia as well. Especially him, he has a lot in terms to prove in terms of like being a pivotal part of the Ecuadorian national side. Now for Curacao, it's really hard to predict how they fare in this. But if I have to be honest, since this is your first ever World Cup experience, I don't really expect much from them. At the bare minimum, I expect them to take this experience and to build on it. This is a good start for them. I think what matters for new countries going to the World Cup is to take this experience and use this experience to develop your national team players and also your local league players as well. Create that hunger to persevere and to come back for more World Cup experiences. Um, I think the best example of this would be Ghana, especially um, back in the 2006 World Cup, where that was Ghana's first World Cup. And then 20 years later, I mean, this is the fifth one. So Curacao could also potentially go through that same pathway um, and possibly qualify for other ones as well. But this first time experience really is essential for them to build that confidence in certain games. So yeah, I don't really expect them to do much. But I will be surprised if they really hold it like their own and actually do something, especially against a team like an Ecuador or on Ivory Coast. But yeah, moving on to predictions, which is the main part of this video. In first place, obviously, Germany. Again, experience has to play a role in this. They've seen it all, done it all. They've actually seen it all. They've actually experienced it all in terms of football. They've been here so many times in the past, and they've been world champions in the past as well. And they have a strong history and a strong talent pool to depend on, and also a great manager, Julian Nagelsmann, too, as well. So yeah, Germany first. That's a comfortable qualification for them into the knockouts. Now in second place, that is an real tough one, especially since I still want to see how Cote d'Ivoire fare in this Afcon before I really come to a concrete conclusion. But if I have to weigh them next to Ecuador on this one, I think Cote d'Ivoire would actually come up in a more advantageous light. So yeah, Cote d'Ivoire come in second place. That's Ivory Coast. So yeah, Ivory Coast second place. Ecuador could still qualify into the knockout stages. Um, as one of the best third place teams at this next year's World Cup. Just not calling it this year's World Cup because I mean 2025 is just almost over now. So yeah, at this World Cup, Ecuador could potentially be one of the best third place teams to qualify into the knockout stages. So yeah, they get third place. And for Curacao, I mean it's natural. It's not a bad thing to come fourth place at your first World Cup. But then again, what I like to say to to, to, to anyone who comes from Curacao who might be watching this later on, use this experience to really get your FA or your football federation to build up on the national team to excel. And yeah, but for now, yeah, fourth place for that for them. So yeah, Germany first, Cote d'Ivoire second, Ecuador third, and Curacao in fourth place for this one.